Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my name is Kevin Barry. I am a beer connoisseur, and I figured, you know what? I'm middle aged, like beer. I'm looking for something different to do, and I figured, why don't I get online and I'll try beer and I'll do a little minute, 2 minute blurb on it, give you the name of the company, the beer itself, kind of my opinion, and go from there. So that's what I am here. I figured, why not? What's the worst can happen? So you can either like it or you can hate it. If you don't like it, great, move on to the next person. I'm just one man trying to do his thing. So, but a little background on me: been I lived in Colorado the majority of my life. Spent 12 years in San Diego, uh, IPA capital. Great breweries out there. It seems like they're all popping up nowadays. Dude, anything from Belching Beaver. There was Green Flash. Of course, Ballast Point was a big one too. Um, Carl Strauss been around since the mid '80s out there too, so that's kind of the reflex there. Obviously, Colorado's got some good stuff too, and they're starting to pop up themselves too. So, but and I've always liked craft beer. Something about it. I'm not one of those snob craft beer guys who only drinks craft beer. I tried brewing beer, hated it. Hated it. It just takes a whole lot of time. I mean, it takes about 4 or 5 hours just to brew a giant. You've seen those water jugs, maybe about 5 quarts. Yeah, to get that, and then you got to let it ferment for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then finally you can bottle it, and then you can taste it. But it's like, you know what? You do the work. I'll just enjoy the reward. How's that sound? Or the finished product. So that's my deal on that. So we're gonna do a little blurb, like it's just trial and error. If it works, great. If not, no big deal. But I'm new to the East Coast. Lived in Myrtle Beach for about 2.5 years now, maybe a little over, and been trying local beers. And I thought, you know what? What's a better way to do this than get online, do a little video blog of me drinking a beer? Why not? You know what? So tonight's tonight's sample is, it's not bad actually. They're Highlands Brewery out of Asheville, North Carolina. Um, Beer's called AVL IPA, West Coast style. Has about a 6.5% alcohol, so it'll get a little kick to you if you're not a big drinker. So it'll definitely knock your socks off if you're not used to it, or if you're a Bud guy or Coors or Miller. Let's be realistic. But most of those folks aren't drinking craft beer, and craft beer is a certain style. But it's all good though. Yeah, I think the beauty part about this craft beer industry is it makes something. You're not going to make any money until obviously the big boys come in and take your product and buy you out, and they're going to imitate it and take your recipe and mass produce it and make it worse than it was. But that's just who they are. That's the world we live on. You just got to deal with it. As long as you can have fun brewing your own stuff, and you got patrons that want to come and enjoy your beer at your tasting room, and hey, that's good enough for me too. So, but it's good. This is a West Coast IPA. Like I said, I've been in California I lived in San Diego for 12 years. Good stuff out there too. So let's take a swig while I'm here. Let's make sure I'm actually tasting it. I'm not just giving BS in you like I usually do. And it does have that hop bitter taste to it. That's what IPAs are supposed to have. Indian Pale Ale is what that stands for. So good stuff. I think it's definitely West Coast style. I've come across some beers. We'll get to them later, but on the East Coast they tend to add a little rye to it, so it adds a little more bitterness to it. But West Coast is pretty much just hops. They may add some coriander and some other flavors to it too to kind of make it IPA-ish, but it's definitely bitter and definitely an IPA good. So it's good beer. So if you're in, obviously it's gonna give me a chance to. I'm gonna have to probably make a trip to Asheville now, and I'm gonna have to probably go by their brewery so I can experience them, just to say that I was there. So, but it's called Highland Brewery. Like I said, Asheville, North Carolina, AVL IPA. So until we meet again, man, you have yourself a great night, and salute.